Maddie, Afrin, hello and welcome. Welcome everyone. All right, let's get started here. Krista, Lisley. Oh, my stream is lagging. I hope that you can hear me right now. Give it just a moment. I'm going to see if it can sort itself out. Sorry about this. I haven't experienced lag like this before. I'm not sure what's causing this. Maybe my network's just not so great tonight. Maybe I just have too much running on my computer. Give me a moment. Let me close a few things. All right. Okay. I hope that solves the error there. YouTube is still complaining to me that it's not receiving enough video, but I hope that is going to resolve momentarily. From what I can see, seems to be okay now. Uh-oh, maybe not. Oh, why do I have to have road bumps like this when I go to stream? Maddie, I watch so much with my cat. Me and her love it, and when she heard your voice, she came running up. Wow, that's awesome, Maddie. Thank you. Hi, Mom. Thank you. Koya, Christian, hello, hello. Okay, from what I can tell, it looks like it's not lagging anymore, so we're gonna get started now. I hope that resolves and doesn't happen again. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the piece that I'm working on right now. I've not quite done it. I'm gonna add some more details tonight, and depending on how quickly I get to the end of this, I may do another piece after this one. I don't have too much planned for this. I have a few more things I want to do in this foliage on the ship here, and then some other details around the outside. I'll pull up the sketches here so you can see. This is the plan that we were working with to begin with. So I had just planned out the basic shape of the foliage of the ship, and these orange dots here are some orbiting orbs or planets or something that protect this ship while it travels. Hades, hello and welcome. All right, so I get that sketch out of the way. I'm gonna get started in just a moment here. Gonna check one more time that my stream is actually healthy. I do apologize if it's skipping a bit. But anyways, welcome to the stream. My name is Drayson. I'm a Canadian artist. I am focusing on space right now. If this is your first time tuning in, I do this every night at 7:30. If you'd like to support the channel, I have super chats enabled. You can go ahead and send those. It's a great way for me to see your chat as well. And I also support my channel through monetization with ads. So I hope that that's all right with you and you don't mind watching a couple here and there. Other than that, let's get started. I'll try and keep up the chat, but fair warning, I do sometimes get lost in what I'm doing. So bear with me if I stop talking for a few minutes while I'm doing some detailed work. Anyways, let's get moving. Okay, so I ended off with this foliage section, but it's not quite where I want it yet. But I lost the color. How do I get that color back? Oh yeah, I'm also not even on the right brush anymore. Okay. I guess we're going to be starting fresh with a new brush here. I'm just going to add a bit more shading and highlights, and then honestly I'm done with this foliage layer, and then I'm going to add some further details. Hey Loki, welcome back. Ranjan Rodrigo, I am using Procreate. Yes, thank you Loki. Alright, going to grab a pretty dark color. I'm on my foliage layer, and then let's just add in some more shadows here below some of these overhangs. Hey, Miss Milson. I'm probably not saying that name right. I apologize. You can correct me if I said it incorrectly. That's not working out. This is a different brush, and it is definitely clashing with what I'm doing. I'm gonna just have to take all that back that I just did there. Whoopsie. Okay, maybe instead I'll just grab... Oh, Salamanca. Is that what I was using? That sounds more familiar. Let me drop the size a bit. I'm not sure if that is what it was. I'm gonna throw a new layer on top for this one though, and then we're just gonna use it to shade like this. I don't know if this was the brush, but I'm gonna go with this because this is looking alright to me. Just playing with the opacity. There we go. I don't want to add too much, I don't think, of this shading. Just a few spots here and there. And move on from this part. Oh, you posted some vids, Logan. Nice. Also, welcome back. All right, I'm gonna use this same brush here and throw in a few highlights as well for this. We're gonna do the opposite side of the... I'm gonna drop that size down just a bit too. Oh, I see. I'll have to do a new layer, and then we'll throw this one on lighten instead. Let's see if that's working. Oh yeah. Drop the opacity. Now I can't even see it. What's happened here? Oh, it is there. It's just so faint. Maybe this lighten isn't the right mode to use. Let's just try normal. Okay. We'll just go with that. I'm going to go ahead and select this layer here, and then jump back into my new layer. Lock the autofocus. Is it jumping in and out of focus? I just turned off autofocus now, so please do let me know if that resolves that. Okay, dropping this brush right down low. I'm gonna add some bright spots on here. Oh, not that bright. Let's make this a little more pale. The shape of this brush isn't exactly what I was going for, so it's playing a little awkwardly, I think, with the shapes I was using before. This may not be the one to use, but we'll see what happens. To be honest, it's not really doing anything for me. We're just gonna scrap that. Alright, get rid of this selection. I'm gonna find a new brush to use here. I think I'll just go into the inking, grab syrup, let's see. How come that's not showing up everywhere? What's happening here? What is that? What's blocking this? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I keep doing that. Okay. Alright, that looks good. I'm going for some extra details here. I'm just going to do a test here with this color and make sure that it does what I'd like before I commit to using it. Oh yeah, that's actually perfect. Alright, so the goal right now is to add a few more details. And I have this idea for putting these little glowing mushroom caps on the ship. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just spread a few of these around random places. Hopefully these aren't too big. Kalyan, welcome back. Hello. We just started Goat Twins. You're early. We've only been live for about 15 minutes, not even. All I've done is put a tiny bit more shading on here, and I'm now working on some extra details. Yeah, I did drop my pen, Logan, you're right. Okay, we're going to go in with a slightly darker color, drop it right down to really small, and I'm just going to come in on the bottom sides of these with just a touch of shading. don't think I'm too concerned with what this shading looks like right now. I could probably actually put just a touch underneath the caps as well. That may help to give a bit of a depth there. Yeah, looking good. Oh, awesome. Thank you for the thank you for telling your friends about me, Logan. All right, last ones here. Alright, those look good to me. Let's throw this bloom on here and get this really sold here. Here's where the effect really comes alive. Wow, look at those pulsing. That's what I imagine they'd be doing if this was a real ship. Let me zoom in close on a couple of these and... Oh yeah, I think that's pretty close to what I want there. Yeah. Alright, so we're actually going to grab that highlight again. Up the size just a touch, lower the opacity, and we're going to come back onto our foliage layer here. We'll actually do a new layer. We're going to add some glowing or somehow highlighted pieces of grass. Around these little mushroom crops. Zoe, hello, Harsh. This is a organic spaceship that I'm designing right now. Had an idea in my head, and this is my attempt at getting it out of my head and onto a piece of paper, or in this case, an iPad. If you don't know who I am, I'm a Canadian artist who's had a bit of success posting some spray paint online, and this is my attempt at trying other styles. I'm getting into some digital artwork right now, so alright, that's all the clusters. That's looking nice. I'm going to add also on one more layer just below this one, using the airbrush, a bit of a glow around these. It's a little smaller. Just on the bottom here. Alright, that's looking good to me. I wonder, I may just do like a couple little sprites or spores maybe. Floating around these things. A few more, just around. All right. Nice. I do like that quite a lot. It's looking good. All right. Hey, code name. You're back again, and you've supported once again. Thank you for the donation. You don't have to say sorry for being late. You're welcome as always. We haven't done too much since you've missed. I just got back on maybe about 20 minutes ago and added a little bit more shading. And we've added these glowing mushroom clusters now onto the ship. So I'm going to think for a second about any other details I want to add to the actual grass layer here. But until then, I'm going to start working on the next layers. Oh no, what did I do here? What layer is that on? Right here. Whoopsie. Did not mean to do that. Okay. We're going to turn this sketch back on. We're going to turn off these layers. So here's just our orb layer. So we're going to get started working on this. Sinner, thank you as well for the super chat. And hello to you. Welcome back. I appreciate the donations. Don't worry, Logan, you don't have to donate. But I do really appreciate the support for those who can. It's one of the only ways that this channel is being supported right now. And I appreciate it greatly. Thank you so much. Let's keep going here. So first, I'm just going to grab a new layer on top of all this. I'm going to go into calligraphy, monoline. I'm just going to go pure white here. Codename, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you like it so far. I like these placements, so I'm just going to stick with these, and I'm just going to get these circles worked out here. And ooh, let's drop the size. That's big. Okay, so there's orb 1. Oops. You know what? Before I move on, let's just size that up a touch. Right there. All right. Orb 2. I don't mean to be moving it, I kind of forget that you have to deselect it. Circle. And the last one right here. Oh, didn't complete my circle. Let's try that again. All right. Oh, you can do that by touching the outside. Good to know. Didn't know you could do that, but that's very helpful. All right, so there's our 4 orb locations. We're just going to go ahead and color those in. And I missed. And I missed again. There we go. Hey Zoe, welcome back. I'm glad that you're all liking it so far. Hedgehog, hello. Clown family, hello again. Cinderman, thank you for the support. I'm glad that you're loving what I'm doing so far. Lots more to come. Alright, so we're going to grab a new layer on top of this one. I'm going to use this layer as a mask though, and just going to select these. Actually, you know what? Forget that. Let's just play with this layer by itself. I'm going to throw some bright colors on here. They ain't done battling. I guess not. We're not going to worry too much about what I'm doing, so I'm going to use some random shapes and just get some bright colors in here. I definitely want some sort of pink here. That is not pink. What is that? Why does it do that? I guess there's a lot of color variation, is there? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, that's fine. We'll start with this one here. Just get some random color on there. Maybe I'll just go super vibrant. Nice. Maybe we'll just start all of them with this as a background layer. And I want this blue of the mushrooms to be quite prominent. That is so not it. I guess these vintage ones have some funny... How come that's so bright? Need more vibrant. Okay, what can I use? Maybe I'll go into spray paints actually and just use the flicks. I'll drop the size right down though. Yeah, I think this is going to be what I need. I was kind of debating if I wanted to keep these all the same or make them all different, but for now, I'm going to keep them all the exact same and just see what happens. Code name. You don't have to fight him, but thank you again for the support. Sinner, stop before I go broke. He said he's done, so lucky you. I think you won. Try to just tap it, maybe it'll make it light. Yeah. I'm going to go in once more with just a brighter version of this and drop the size one more time. All right. And then we're just going to throw one more color in there just to get some variation. I'm just going to use the syrup brush and drop the down and get that pink back in there that I wanted. A little bit bigger size. That'll work there. All right, I'm gonna play with that now. So let's grab our effects. We're gonna go into Liquify, and I just kind of do what I feel here. I don't really have a plan. I like to use the twirls. I drop the size a bit and up the distortion some. These are quite small, so we're gonna drop the size right down. What are we at? About 20%? And we'll just work on one at a time here. So I don't really have a plan exactly. Drop the size down a little bit more. All I want is to get some good random swirls in here. And then we'll use the push as well to maybe condense everything a little bit. That's looking good to me. All right, see you later, Zoe. Thanks for tuning in. Do the same thing here. I was thinking of randomizing these, but I think I'm liking the uniformity of these, so I'm gonna just stick with this for now. Oh, I like this one a lot right here. I don't think I'm gonna do any pushing on that one. Drop the size for this one because it's so far. This one's meant to be pretty far in the distance. All right. This one here could use some work, I think. That one turned out really nice. We're gonna play with this one just a bit more. Get some of those pinks a bit bigger. And then go ahead and give them another twirl. Same thing here, just gonna get that a little bigger and then go ahead and give it one more twist. All right, we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna go ahead and clipping mask that down now. Turn off our sketch for now. Oh yeah, that's a good effect. All right. I'm gonna duplicate this layer. And then using this one, I'm gonna throw a bloom on this one and get these orbs glowing. Actually, before I do that, let me grab just a hard airbrush and that blue color. Get rid of the selection, and then we're going to apply the bloom now so that we get that blue glow instead. And then we're going to come on top of this, use that clipping mask and a soft airbrush with the same blue. And we're going to just fade out the edges here. Oh. Why am I all of a sudden... There we go. I'm gonna just drop the opacity on this layer just a touch. Yeah, this is better. I'm going to go with just a bright white and just get the edges of this too. Really brighten it up. How come I'm getting a pink tone there? That's strange. It's alright, looks okay. Thank you, Laughter. Appreciate that. Alright. I think that's the effect I was looking for there. We're going to go ahead and attempt, I think we'll use a calligraphy brush. Streaks. Nope, that is not going to work. Maybe we can use the luminance here. Light pen. Well, that's very bright. Alright, we'll see if this works. How much to buy that from you? Well, if I make this available, it'll be as a print, so you won't have to fight over it, Loki. But yeah, I'm not sure. How much would you buy that from me for? It's probably a better question. Ooh, I like that last line a lot better. I'm gonna... $25 or more. Thank you, Titan. When they get real small like that, they don't want to stay rounded when I smooth out the line. Oops. Redo that last one. That's not it. I can't decide if that layer added something or took away. $834.23. Hey, thank you for the price suggestions. I definitely am gonna keep that in mind. Kim, how much for a spray painting of Mars, please? I did a spray painting of Mars a while back, but that one's already sold. I think I will do some more though. But it's currently cold as heck outside, and I have to wait until it warms up a bit before I can spray paint Mars again. I've been talking about it for a while, and I'm going to be doing a rehash of my solar series that I did once already, as soon as the weather allows. Oh, I didn't mean to go outside the canvas here with that one. Does that line exist? Can I move that in? No, it does not. We're going to redo that layer. Almost got it right. Try that again. I think we'll adjust the directions these are going anyways. Something I want to add to this, but I'm just not sure what it is right now. I'm gonna play with this a little bit. I think maybe if I just Too busy. Not what I was going for. I'm glad you like those, Kim. I'm definitely going to be doing more of the that solar system series. I've learned a lot since I did that last, and I'm going to redo it with what I've relearned, and I think that it should come out a lot nicer. Well, I'm having some trouble getting these last couple details done here, but I think that we're pretty close to being complete. I'm just going to add one more layer of highlights here. I'm going to use this orange from the background. We're just going to airbrush this one in, I think. I'm going to grab this layer shape. I'll throw a few spots of the orange on there. And then we're going to do the same thing with that blue teal. And kind of just hit the alternate spots with that one. Get rid of the selection. Now, the only thing left is this layer. I need something a little bit different here, so let's just, oops. Try this, and then we'll just lower the opacity down. I definitely agree with what Kim is saying, Goat. You don't have to worry about other people dislike. A lot of people dislike the art I'm doing, but here I am still doing it, so not that that's the same thing that you're dealing with, but just an example. You don't have to listen to what people say. In fact, it's definitely better if you don't listen. Alright, I'm just going to throw a little bit of a blur on that. I think it's in need. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to get this to exactly where I want it. So I'm going to call this a finished piece here. I'm going to go ahead and sign this. And then we're going to play with one more before the end of the stream. If I could only sign my own name. One of the last 2020 paintings. So there it is. The Organic Spaceship. My first digital attempt at this. For those who missed it on the last stream, I did show off a few other attempts at this, so I'll show you first where this idea came from out of my sketchbook here. So I had this rough sketch here done a few weeks ago now, where I sort of did this shape. I had the mushrooms on there, a few more clusters on here, and these orbs going around. That's where that started from. I went ahead and gave it a shot with watercolor. This was attempt number 1 at doing that. I went a different direction with it entirely next. Kept the organic watercolor again. This time I enclosed it in some sort of capsule spaceship. And finally a digital attempt at it. This so far this one's my favorite, although I do see a lot of room for improvement. I'm not going to be too critical of myself because that's not very helpful, but it's always good to see where you could improve. And I do like this attempt. I'm going to do this again in the future. I think that this organic spaceship is going to have to be something that I continue to work on for a while. This is a really complex idea in my head, and this isn't quite it. It's close, but this isn't quite it. But I've gotten a lot closer. My favorite part of this by far is these glowing mushrooms and the spores or fireflies. I don't know what you want to call those around it, but I love that effect. The orbs around it look awesome. I did this sort of computer glitch effect on the back side of the ship body. I like how that turned out. Overall, I'm happy with this. It came out very nice. Don't worry, Loki, I will post it on my Discord. For those of you who are not in my Discord, if you check the description of this stream and scroll right down to the bottom, there's a link to get in my Discord server. It's a little dead right now. We're still working on getting people in there, but I promise it'll be a lively place when I'm done with it. So, that's it for this one. I'm really glad that you could all watch this come to life. Yeah, we're going to jump into a new painting and just do one more before the end of the stream. I think for Kim, even though digital art's not your thing, I'm going to go ahead and do a Mars rendition. So if you're here, it may not be your thing, but we're going to give it a try anyways. After the stream is done, I'll catch up on Discord and I'll post the plans that I did tonight on my Discord server. Alright, we're just going to start with a nice deep red color for the background, deeper than that. Hey, thank you, Jocelyn. Kim, thank you for the support. I really appreciate that a lot. Kim sending a super sticker there. So we're gonna go with an eye galaxy here. I'm gonna start with the airbrush. Oh, much bigger than that. That wasn't right. Even bigger than that. Come on. Here we go. I'm gonna do a bit of a diagonal eye here. Drop the size as we get in towards the brighter part of the gradient. Again, drop the size. Keep lightening it up in the center. And we're going to get it bright white. I'm just going to throw a few streaks around the outside of this. And some in the middle as well. not that one. And then, just to finish this off, we're going to go ahead and throw a Gaussian blur on this. Right there. Just enough to keep those bright whites there. We're going to grab that dark red again, and I'm going to go jump into my textured brushes. Grab Dove Lake here, which I've set up to do some galaxy textures with, and jump in a new layer. We're just going to up the size quite a bit here. We're going to start around the corners of this eye galaxy here. We're going to drop a layer below that one, brighten the color just a touch. Do the same thing again. Get the color quite bright this time. Really cover up that eye. We're going to work it right back to the edge of this too and get some bright spots coming through those darker colors. With that done, we're going to go one more layer below. Get a nice bright color in there. Drop the size slightly and do the same thing, even brighter. Alright, now we're going to work our way back up. Start with this one. We'll throw some bloom on this layer. Oops, that is not working. Go back to the bloom. Here we go. That may be a bit much, honestly. I might just drop the opacity on that layer once we get further up to the other end of this here. But we'll see how that looks when I start doing the rest. Bloom this bright layer as well. This is not going to look fantastic at first. These kind of come together quickly after the first few layers of this are complete. Gaussian blur a few of these layers on the way back down. Start with quite a bit of blur, and then as I work my way into the finer detailed ones and the brighter colors, I lessen the blur so I can keep those shapes in there. This one did end up being a bit too much. So I think what I can probably do is just reduce the size entirely. Really give it quite a bit of blur. Go back up to this one as well. I'm gonna grab a soft brush eraser and just expose a few areas. I think a lot of this is going to be covered up by the planet anyways, but I just want to make sure a bit more of that comes through. Alright, this is looking good. I'm going to go over top of all of this with an even darker red, grabbing that soft airbrush, up the size quite a bit, a little bigger than that. That'll do. And I'm just gonna get these corners darkened up a little bit here. I go even just a touch darker. This will just help to draw your eye into the center of the painting. We'll do that one more, just even further out with an extra dark color. Just touch the corner. That's looking nice. Yeah, all right. So there's our background done. Before we collapse it down, let's do some work on some stars. Only 15 people watching. Oh, I know, Jade. Don't worry, more will come. I'm pretty new at streaming, so I don't blame people for not sticking around too long. This is a brand new thing for me, and I've got lots to learn, so no problem if only a few people want to watch while I'm learning. So I'm using the Signet brush here. I've customized it. Can't even talk anymore. I've customized it. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. Deep breath. I've customized it specifically for using with star fields like this. So it's got a bit of color taper, size taper, jitter, and this is going to be my main layer of stars. So I'm really filling it out. Quite small stars as well. I'm going to put lots of extra stars around the center here, even though most of this is going to be covered up, and going down the outs or the ends of this eye here. And then once this is filled, I'm going to just drop the size slightly. Do the same thing just over this brighter part of the eye here. And then we're going to go in, grab the bloom, and get these stars shining. That's looking good. Alright, we're going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to grab a blue color, up that size just a touch, a brighter blue than this. It's not even brighter. No, it's too bright. I need maybe a bit more towards this teal color. Yeah, that will be the way. There we go. Okay, I'm just touching a few areas with that. I don't want them to be too visible. It just adds a little bit extra to look at. We're going to bloom this out as well. Drop the size right down. Just like that. And we're going to do one more with this very dark red. Same idea, new layer. A little bit bigger though. I'm going to throw a few of these around that galaxy. I like this effect. It kind of makes it look to me like these are asteroids of some kind. Maybe we're going through a bit of a asteroid belt here. If you can let your imagination see that. That'll do. Now, one final layer. Go back to a bright white here. I'm going to go ahead and just turn off these other star layers while I work with this one now. I'm going to use a pencil for this. Drop the size right down. And we're going to throw a drawing grid on. That angle today. few of these stars shining up here. I'm just kind of picking stars at random here to make shine as well. I don't really care which ones do. They all work for me. I like this brush for this. That one's a bit much. Redo. I don't like how similar those are to in size, actually. We're going to just do this one instead and make it smaller. That'll do. We'll do one more right here, this one here. Okay, throw those other stars back on, and then we're going to get this one blooming as well. I think I'm going to actually touch this up just a bit, turn off that drawing assist. Well, actually, you know what? We'll turn the drawing assist back on, but I'm going to go ahead and adjust the angle. And we're going to come back in here with a bit more shine on some of these. See how that works. Not like that. Okay, and we'll go back in with that bloom one more time. That'll work. Turn off the drawing guide. All right, there's our background complete. Okay, so with that done, we're going to go back in and grab our monoline. Alright, now for the actual planet. So the color that I want to use for Mars, we're going to grab, what are we going to use? Let's just start with this, whatever this is, this blotchy. work to start with. So the color I want is a pretty pale orange for Mars. A little more red, but pretty pale to start with, or neutral anyways. Maybe about there. Yeah. So I'm just going to max the size here. That actually works way too well. Why does that look like Mars already? This app sometimes amazes me what it can do. Like, this is like basically the texture that I was going to try and build anyways, and it just does it for me. It's like, well, maybe I won't fight and I'll just try to work with that. Okay, this will work for the start. I'm going to go ahead and add some brighter areas in. We're going to use Dove Lake for this one again. Mars has some ice poles, so we're going to do our best to represent those. Let's make this even brighter. I actually don't like that top. We're going to redo that. Take that off of there. Should have done that in a new layer anyways. Right. And up the size, drop the opacity just a touch. Oh, that is much too big. And we're gonna add some brighter areas on. And do the same thing on a new layer with some shadows as well. Less opacity, little smaller size. We're going to play with these shapes that are already on here as well and try to keep a bit of the shading within there or along it. You know what? I think I like the bigger brush. Anything else to this right now? I don't think so. Just gonna add like a bit of an in-between color and just round out some of these shadows with that. Make them look a little bit more interesting. just gonna drop the opacity on this one just for a sec so I can see a bit better what I'm doing here. Going into my airbrush, grabbing a soft brush with just the pure white, size pretty large. And then I'm gonna be defining my light source, so we're gonna light it from this side here. Just like that. One more layer. Do the same with some shading here. I think that's looking pretty good. And then just one final layer, go back to that white, and we're gonna add just a bit of a halo around the backside here. Too bright. Oops. I guess I could have just adjusted the opacity. All right. I think that basically does it. Okay, let's bring back that opacity first here. And then let's start combining these down and using that clipping mask and see what we created. So it's looking pretty good. I want to bring back out some of these colors though, and this one definitely washed it out a bit, so. I just need to drop the opacity a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some adjustments there. Hey, Morven. Size just a bit just to get this back layer popping off the background there. Well, we're gonna go just above this layer with this soft brush. Just a bit, bring it closer to red, a little closer even than that. That's off to the side. I'm just doing some fine tuning here. And I'm happy with that. I'm gonna call that a finished planet. This is an attempt, a digital attempt at Mars here. So go ahead and get this sign with syrup again. Much faster painting here, but we are just coming into the end of the stream, so there's that, my first digital attempt at a solar system planet, my rendition of Mars. Let me try and bring up the screen so, oops, maybe they'll be able to see the colors just a touch better here. If you want any of these paintings that I did on the live stream tonight, I do post them in my Discord server. You can find a link to that in the description of the channel. There's an art atrium channel, and I'll go ahead and post these in there, and you can go ahead and grab them as a digital download, throw them as a wallpaper on your phone or your computer, whatever you like to do with them. I don't really mind. But other than that, that's it for the stream tonight. I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching. Kim, thank you again for another donation. I really appreciate the support. If anybody else is looking to support the channel, the main way to do that right now is just by watching my YouTube channel. My content is monetized, so there are ads. And if you don't mind watching a few, that's how I receive most of my support to continue doing what I'm doing. Other than that, I have super chats enabled, and you can feel free to donate if you see that as a valuable use of your resources. Other than that, I hope you all have a great night. Maddie, I will definitely do a galaxy next time I go live. I'd like to do a bit of a bigger piece and throw a bunch of planets on one piece. So thank you all again. I hope you have a great night. Repeating myself, but that is it. See you tomorrow, 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, same time every night.